Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today we are taking a look at another Couture knife, and this one just as good as the previous ones we've seen on the channel, and dare I say it, the most elegant yet. This is the Couture Meridian. Now, before I go any further into this review, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you like what you see, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. Now, let's take a look at some overall specs on this knife right here. We have an overall length of 8.58 inches, a blade length coming in at 3.54 inches, with a blade thickness at 127 thousandths. Blade material on this guy, M390, which is always nice to see. It's still up there. M390, 20CV, Magna Cut, even S35VN. All of them are still just fantastic EDC blade steels. Drop point style blade on this guy with a flat grind, handle length of 5.04 inches, and a handle thickness at 488 thousandths. Handle material on this is titanium with a frame lock for the locking mechanism and a user of a right hand only tip up carry, a weight coming in at 4.37 ounces, designed by Mitchell Picard, and a price of, I have to say, a pretty darn fair $255. This definitely feels like more than $255. Couture is really impressing me this year. They are right up there with Riots, with Wies, with Bestex. They are doing some just incredible work, and it's really showing this year. They had some other offerings come out earlier, like over a year ago that were good. They were surprising for what they were, but these models here that they're releasing in 2024 are really putting everyone on notice, really upping the game and expectations of what we should be seeing in the future from Couture. Let's take a look at some size comparisons here, see how the Meridian stacks up with some other knives. Let's bring out the Kaiser Militaw. This is the full size, of course. As you can see, it almost dwarfs the Militaw in terms of length. What else do I have here? Here is the Civivi Conspirator. It's another one that's a pretty big knife, but again, significantly shorter than the Meridian. And I honestly, looking over here to my right, trying to find a knife that is as long, and I really don't think, maybe, let's see here, maybe the Civivi Sentinel Strike, maybe it's as long? Let's see here, it's getting closer, but yeah, we're still not quite coming to the length of that 8.58 inches on the Meridian. So really nice size knife. And I mean, just look at this thing. This is a downright elegant knife. This is something that I think could definitely be considered like a full-size gentleman's carry. I mean, it's really striking from an aesthetic standpoint. Beautiful drop point blade. The one issue I have with the blade is the plunge grind here, though. It's really, like I said, I think $255 is a very solid price for the material, design, and overall quality. But the devil is in the details. The more expensive a knife gets, the more we need to expect all of the details to be hit. And I think they missed on this plunge grind. It's not a very good plunge grind, to be totally honest. It's just, if you after some sharpenings, you're definitely going to see a smile down here. Because let's see, I'm trying to get it in here. Yeah, it gets thick pretty quick behind the end of that sharpened edge. So would have been nice to see a deeper plunge grind. But in terms of that being not so good, everything else is great. I don't really have any other complaints on this. Really nice jimping up here on the spine. Really nice long handle in terms of just ergos in general. I think a lot of people would like this knife, unless you have like really small hands and prefer small knives. Obviously, this wouldn't be an option for you. But man, oh man, if you know me well enough, you know I like a good size knife, and that is just what this is. I like the way they did the grind on the blade here. Like I said, I wish it would have executed a little better of a plunge grind, but it just really pulls everything together. That the blade grind along with this really nice big pivot collar, which I think looks awesome. Sometimes bigger pivot collars can kind of make things weird on a knife, but sometimes they can really tie everything together, and I think that's really what it did here. Kind of reminds me of like a Holt knife design. Now, I'm not, not saying anyone did anything wrong. It reminds me of Holt Knives, and I like that. Holt Knives is another fantastic company that makes great knives. So, yeah, it's definitely more of a compliment than anything else. But man, oh man, love the shape of the handle, the little contouring they have here. It all looks good and feels good. I don't think I said this before. 13 thousandths behind the edge on this blade. So not only does it look good, it slices very darn well. This is a great blade. Super, super sharp and thin behind the edge. So really nice work there. And a nice little tip too, to where, pretty slicey tip. So all in all, definitely a very slicey blade. Very nice handle with great ergos. Simple ergos, but I definitely would consider these great ergos. A lot of it has to do with this pocket clip too. Really like the pocket clip. Kind of got that ballpoint clip on there, which I really do think makes a knife like... It like elevates the classiness of a knife, in my opinion. The ballpoint clip always does that for me, and I think they incorporated it very, very well on this. Everything on this piece just flows together very, very good. Definitely looks very premium, very high end. It looks like something that would potentially be, upwards of $400, and you're paying, almost half that at $255. So, no issues there with anything that they did in terms of overall fit and finish on this guy. Really like the little beveling they did here on the frame lock. There's enough of it to really make a difference, make it very, very easy to close that blade. This flipper tab, I was very, very concerned about this flipper tab, and I was worried that any lock bar pressure is going to, kill the enjoyment of flipping this blade out. But what they did was a perfect job, because the way they designed the lock bar, it actually works really, really well to where the lock bar is plenty wide enough to be strong, do the job. You even have it incorporated the stop there for the actual frame lock coming out, so you don't have to overextend it. But what they did here was they gave you plenty of room on the actual handle frame to where you don't have to worry about putting too much pressure on the lock bar. It is possible. I tried to do it on purpose, and if you purposely put all your fingers over on the frame lock and push, you will have issues. But the way this is designed, it's so easy to where I don't even have to think about it. I can pull it out of my pocket and just flip it open. I have yet to botch a flip on this because of lock bar pressure. It's just not going to happen unless you have really, really wide, thick, clumsy fingers, because it's very, very easy to just not even worry about. And that was really a really good thing to see and experience, because I was really worried that the angle of this flipper tab, any bit of lock bar pressure would have, your finger would have slipped off, but it doesn't. The moment you start to flip the blade out, it is very, very easy to just break that detent, which is a very nice detent. I didn't say it's too easy to break because it's light. It's just very smooth, very fluent, very, very enjoyable. Excellent feel and an excellent thwack in the action of the knife. So everything about this thing kind of just screams premium, screams high quality, and I love that. In terms of just the close, yeah, very, very smooth on the close. Everything about this thing, guys, with the exception of that plunge grind that I think could and should be better, everything else in this knife is, dare I say it, a home run. I think this is an excellent knife, especially if you're looking for something on the bigger, classier side of things. This is a knife that I would be proud to carry in my pocket for any type of special, fancier events. Just a beautiful knife. So Couture stays hot. Couture does stay hot. I have one more Couture to review, actually. I didn't want to review them together because they're two completely different knives, and I don't want to do them back to back. So I'll have that review up in the next few days probably, but I got a lot of other great content to bring you guys, so I hope you're looking forward to that. Let me know what you think of the Couture Meridian, and let me know what you think of Couture in general. Between this, the one I'm about to review, the buckhorn that they made earlier this year that won their big award at Knife Show, Couture was on a rise. They are on a very quick, steep rise, and I want to know everyone else's thoughts. So are you guys kind of agreeing with me here? Do you think they're on the right track as well? Because I really think This time next year, whew, boy, I don't know. Depends the route, depends on how they want to go, what exactly they want to do. But man, oh man, Couture is really, really balling out right now in the knife industry. And I hope they stay hot. I root for everybody. I really do kind of root for everyone. I don't have any enemies in this industry. So there you go. Well, maybe Benchmade. I don't know about Benchmade. They're very questionable. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.